back and in action. Today's a good day. It's a very good day. We had a good night last night. So, where are we at? We are on day 110. Boom, just got some EXP, and we got a 5-star chicken coming tonight, which is going to really help me out in getting my 5-star Grave Chill, which is what I will be going for. We will not be purchasing any packs. And as always, the famous summoning section. We've hit 150 ancient shards, 23 void shards, and we still have 9 sacreds. So yeah, that'll probably stay the same for a little bit. I believe we have a couple coming up in the next week. Maybe one, maybe two. I don't really remember. And we're not in Nightmare yet anyway, so we're not going to really be farming them too much. So that's where we're at now. But still, 150 shards. That's essentially enough to get one of the uh, legendaries, one of the free legendaries when they do like the event where you're guaranteed. So basically 110 days is where we're at to be able to get pretty much any guaranteed champion we want. So that's at least the good news. But yep, still only using the mystery shards. So what did we do and where are we at? We are going to purchase a little bit of energy here because I did get a lot of gems and I'm going to need it to show you guys what I did. So we are on missions. Yesterday we finished the level A clan hall, grand hall, not clan hall. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. The grand hall for, here we go, boom. The great hall. Look, I don't know anything. I've been playing the game for 110 days. I know nothing. So we got this to 8. Once again, not the best one to level, but that's what I'm leveling. So that's where we're at. Our wins are terrible in the arena because I've been just fighting anybody. Now we got to get it to 9 and then 10. So basically, we're starting all over again. We got 33, and we need now 9. We need 1900. That's basically it. So I just need to save up 1900 of these to finish out the quests. Is essentially what I need. So just to show where we're at. What is it? 700 here. So what we got a lot of, yeah, it's a lot of metals. Basically, almost double, you know, what we've already done here, which sucks. So that's gonna be fun because I hate the arena. So that's where we're at. But we did beat the level 8, so it opened up some new missions for us. All the stage 15 dungeons are now our mission, which, as you can see, they're all done. So I was pretty confident that I'd be able to beat them all pretty quickly. I wasn't like I knew I might have trouble with Fire Knight, and I knew I might have trouble with this one now, Spider. The only reason I haven't, really attempted it is because I didn't have any energy, and I blew through all my energy doing the other missions because it was the level 15 in the Arcane Keep. It was level 15 Dragon, level 15 Ice Golem, level 15 what's the other one? Fire Knight, and then level 15 Spider's Den, and all of them have to be autoed 10 times. So you're looking at 14 energy, I think it was, per run. So that's like 5 dungeons plus this one. So that's 6 dungeons that are going to be 14 each. So you have to do 10 times. So 60 runs. Yeah, it's a lot. So basically, it's 140 energy for each one. So that's like 600, like what? 840, I don't know, something like that. It's a lot of energy, let's just put it that way. So I did whatever I could yesterday. We did get the weekly bonuses, so I got a couple of extra energy from there because that reset. I did get the energy from a couple other sources, and I think I might. I don't think I bought any. I don't think I bought any except for the one I just did now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't. I feel like I got 100 energy from. Oh yeah, there was a 75 energy from one of the tournaments that we got. A couple little spots. So basically, we did. We used a good 600 plus energy yesterday minimum. That's not even including my daily stuff. So probably about 800 something yesterday after I streamed. So now we're pushing into Spider's Den. But before we do that, let's go look at what we did. All right. So dungeons. Actually, no. The first quest was. Actually, no. They're all in dungeons. So the first quest that we have to do after you finish that stupid arena quest is we need to beat level 15 of the Arcane Keep. I would assume my teams are all the same right now. I would assume they're all set the way I had them when I did the quest at this point, because I don't think I changed anything afterwards. So this one wasn't hard. I mean, this is your normal dungeon. There's no special things happening here. You basically just have to be strong enough to kill everything. So, and then we are. So there's no problem here. It was pretty much just a cakewalk. Um, Anytime you see me put Spirit Host in the front line, you know it's an easy dungeon because more than likely I'm just trying to speed the run up, and that's why I put her forward instead of Kale, who has the HP to keep us alive. So if she's my lead, yeah, it's an easy dungeon that I'm just trying to blast through fast. I think the boss took the longest part because he's a little tanky, but other than that, he doesn't really do much to really bother us. As you can see there, we're dropping them pretty quickly. So this one was easy. I have a feeling I won't have any issues with this boss. Probably ever. I mean, maybe like once we start getting to 20, maybe I won't have enough damage to kill him fast. But I don't think he'll really ever be too dangerous. I think that the reason these are not really that hard is because they want you to be able to use these dungeons to build up the level into the other dungeons. So, yeah, basically, these will be the easiest dungeons in the game, essentially. Um, Maybe not Spirit and Magic. I don't even know, honestly. I haven't, like I said, I don't really farm them that often. And anytime I farm them on stage 7. I mean 9. I used to farm them on on the whatever it was, the stage that was 8 per run, and then I started farming 9 now when I need potions. So there we go. That one we just put it on auto. I literally just put it on auto, walked away, made a sandwich. So that was that dungeon. Now we get into the fun stuff. So Ice Golem, I believe I just used my main team. I don't think I had to do anything crazy to beat this. Yeah, 1 minute and 23 seconds. I put Kale in the lead because you want that health buffer. I don't believe I lost at all. I'm pretty sure we won every time. There was one time that it got a little scary that I was going to lose, and I had like 3 heroes left, but they ended up pulling it out. So, yeah, I had one where Kale actually died somehow, and the other, I think it was Valerie, Apothecary, and I think Spirit Host actually, that just pulled it out without the other two, my damage dealers. So they ended up beating it anyway. But it's probably because actually the slower the fight goes, the easier it is. Because your team is going to get a lot more turns, and they're going to heal back up and then get hit, and then they're not going to do enough damage to get the main hit. The only time you have trouble in this fight is when you're so overpowered that you're, essentially making him attack twice, those main freeze hits. In like 2 rounds, he'll do that hit twice. So, yeah, that's the one thing you don't want, because that'll just kill you fast. So slower isn't necessarily bad in this one, but this one still goes by very quickly. I mean, if my time was 123 on my best, so it's between 1 and 2 minutes, right? This guy drops pretty quickly. But yeah, I didn't do anything special for this. I mainly just used my regular team. There's one thing that's different this time than when I did it, and I'll get into that in a little bit because I needed to change some things up for the Fire Knight's castle, which was rather annoying. Which will, like I said, we'll do that in a sec. But yeah, it was the only one so far that I've had to like really dig deep and try to figure out what the hell I was doing. So yeah, these guys literally just kill, and that's it. As long as he doesn't do that 2 times in a row, usually Kale will heal himself back up. Valerie will pop the shield right when it gets a little bit wishy-washy, when you're kind of starting to get worried that you might lose somebody. And then a pop there, so you get your shield, and then boom, he's probably going to hit us again, I would assume, and we got the debuff thing off right away, so boom, hit again. And yeah, he's basically it. This guy was really hard in the beginning. Like, I remember him being one of my harder bosses to beat in the beginning. But this team, they just wreck them. So there you go. Done. Map. So we just did that auto 10 times. Minotaur's Labyrinth, I forgot, was actually another one. So there was another dungeon. So Minotaur we had to do on stage 15 as well. I've done this for you before, but just for the sake of this video, same thing. I actually brought her in here because I do need her stuff anyway, so we're going to do it once. I am maxing her. I started maxing hers, so I had to do 10 runs in here, and I just brought Grave Chill in here, and now she's got, some of her masteries built out. So this is no different than any other one that I've ever done. The regular 4 are pretty much the only ones that you need. And you just bring in the hero that you're going to max masteries for, which next person will be her. I do really need to do a couple of the other heroes. Really, Crimson Slayer and what's his name, Coffin Smasher, are the ones that I need. So, but the good news is that I don't need them for a while. So one of them, Coffin Smasher, I use for the Ice Spider in Doom Tower. So there is no Ice Spider right now. I haven't. I've been fighting, and that's on the next rotation. So unless he pops up in this rotation somewhere where I really need to fight him again, yeah, I don't need Coffin Smasher. So more than likely, I have about 3 weeks until I'm gonna need to get him masteried out and done. Uh, I really want to finish out the arena quest for 9 as fast as I humanly possibly can. So I will be, anytime I get an extra refill or something, I'll probably be using them immediately and trying to farm arenas, because 9 is when I get the quests. After I beat 9, I get the quests to ascend my 6-star heroes. So then I can finally just ascend my heroes and be good. So I don't have to sit here with, my max 60 level 60s and not ascend them. So that would be we got Crimson Slayer, Coffin Smasher, Oboro. Is that Oboro? Odashi, whatever his name is, this Shadowkin guy, and Broadmaw. So those are the ones that we will be literally just banging them out as fast as possible. But I think we have to do the potion keep. I feel like the mission was the potion keep. We'll get into that in a second. Let me see. Oh, look, because if the potion keeps are involved, then it means it's going to take me at least a week to do those quests, which is annoying. All right, so we did this and then this. All the other missions that popped up in between these two were stuff that I already did. Like the masteries, you have to upgrade someone's masteries to 6. I have, 8 heroes that are maxed. So all those quests immediately auto filled and we were good. Um, so we didn't have to do that. The next one was Dragon. He was easy as well. Really no major challenge here. A minute and 44 was my best time. Ran this 10 times with the same team. So far, everything was going smooth. I essentially used this team once again for these quests because I'm slowly building them. Like, there's not much I'm doing to tweak them, to be honest. Like, the last real big adjustment I did to Kale was a little bit back when I got those 6-star. I got a couple 6-star speed gear, and I put that on him to boost his speed from 143 because I put the crit damage gloves on him, which destroyed my speed. So I ended up, losing a ton. So I did the speed gear instead of the ignore defense and attack. I just threw the speed on him. It made me lose like I think 300 attack, but I ended up getting it back because I got him to 2-star awakening. So I ended up getting the 300 back. So it didn't really do much. All it did was give me the speed I needed to keep him, going. I do have some new gear that I pulled from doing this. So that's the good news, is that this gave me some extra stuff. This guy is so annoying. I really wish I had a hero that broke shields that was strong enough. I have Skink, but he's uh he's trash. So he wouldn't even be worth the time bringing him in here because he would just die anyway. Maybe if I maxed him out. So yeah, Dragon's the same as 14, to be honest. Like, there really wasn't much difference. I didn't have any trouble with the shields. You might get hit with it once, which is fine, because Spirit Host will just do that and take it all off, or do it beforehand and not get the debuffs at all. So there you go. But yeah, you'll get hit by that stun it probably once a fight. I would assume that would be a problem later on. I'm kind of curious. Like, after I started doing this, I'm curious now to see how far I can push these dungeons right now with the teams that I have, because I will need to beat 20 coming up. Not I wouldn't say soon, but soon enough where I need to start worrying about it. So we are going to need to start pushing these dungeons, and I think the next quest is level 17. So I could conceivably use whatever teams I have now and try to beat, stage 16 and see how it goes. So, and that way at least I'm one stage closer. Oh, that's right. They have I forgot they have the double event going on right now. I didn't realize I had it on. But there we go. Now we got a 6-star sleep gear that I'll probably never use because sleep sucks. Yeah, it has speed. I mean, it would be a good piece for somebody that I don't care about, that I just need to, have gear on for whatever. If I just want a sleep set just to be like whatever. But there you go. So we got some good gear there. Is it speed? It is not speed. It's attack, and it's 4-star. So guess what? Goodbye. Technically, I could sell this 50,000 gold, whatever, silver. Sorry. All right. So that was Dragon once again. So basically, the only team you need once again is the same effing team that I've been using since day one. Isn't it crazy how that works? So Arcane done, same team. Minotaur done, same team. Ice Golem, same team. Everything was the same. And then we get to Fire Knight. Now, this was I wouldn't say this was annoying because I might have wasted somewhere between 50 and 100 energy testing runs. As you can see by these times here, my best time here is 6 minutes and 15 seconds, 6 minutes and 37 seconds, and then something happened here. We got it down to 3 minutes and 51 seconds. You would assume that this would go up, and trust me, it did. So I use the same team for 14 and 13 and 12, like the ones that I've been using, which essentially was Coffin Smasher, Jizzo, Valerie, Apothecary, and Kale. So that was what I was using. Valerie was in HP gear, just regular HP. Like I think she had a shield set on her, like the not a group shield. She had the one that only shields yourself for 15% HP. So that was her weapons. They were free gear, and she had the HP gear on just so that I could boost her HP, and that was it. She had nothing special on. Um, the only ones that are really actually had kind of a build was Jizzo, but he's built for the Doom Tower to kill Scarab King. So he's not really built for this, but he has high defense, so he works out well. He does have the counterattack and the shield, which is very nice for keeping himself or someone else alive for another round. And you get an extra hit when he attacks you at the end. So that's good. Um, what's his name? Coffin Smasher has reflex on, or I think is it reflex, or whichever one, the one that makes you attack, get an extra turn, 18%, whatever it is. I forgot what it was called. So there's that one, and that gives him his A1 hits 3 times. So essentially, if he gets an extra turn, he'll hit 6 times, and the shield only has 10 hits to get it down. So basically, any round he gets 2 runs, he gets an extra turn, he destroys it. And then Apothecary for healing, Valerie for shielding, keeping you alive. And from my last video that I did when I was doing stage 14, basically they wouldn't die. It was just an unkillable team essentially. I mean, I'm sure if it went for like an hour or two, eventually they would have no HP left from the HP destroy that he does. But essentially they were unkillable. So as long as they can do enough damage to win, they'll win. Now the point of this was to build Crimson Slayer to get her to do this fight. All right. The problem is that the monsters in here are blue. It's all magic. So most of my team is blue or green, and it's the wrong affinity to really hit them. So what was going on is Crimson Slayer was just dying, literally just dying. She wouldn't even make it to the boss. So I wasted, I think, 2 runs. I switched out Jizzo and I put in Crimson Slayer. And if for people who don't know who these heroes are, we'll come right back into this. So for people who don't know this, all right, this is Crimson Slayer right here. So I essentially brought her in. She kept dying, so it didn't really change much. And then obviously, like I said, Jizzo's really strong. He's beefed up. He's got some solid defense here, like over 3,000. Um, but she just wasn't. Here's this is it. What is it? Is it? I can't read it because this thing's here. Retribution, relentless. That's what it was. Um, so they're all level 16 gear. They're doing well, 32, and yeah, this guy's awesome. But she kept dying. So I was like, what am I gonna do? I had her in an ignore defense set for her chest and for her boots, but I switched them out. So, and I found this. I think I showed this the last time, but I did get a nice 6-star piece here. So we need accuracy on her because we want her to hit her heal reduction. So she's got pretty solid accuracy right now. So what we did is she had an attack chest, which I went through all my gear now that I've been building 5-star pieces for these sets through forging, and I found this piece. And I'm like, sweet, it's got sick accuracy, and it's got high resistance and attack. Everything I want. And it's got defense. So we put her in defense. She gained about 300 defense off this. Because she was down, I think she was at, what is she at now? She is at 20, almost 22. She was teetering around 1800, I think. So yeah, she gained a ton of defense. So that's two, three, almost 400 defense. So her crit is still intact, which is good, and her crit damage is still decent. It's nothing amazing, but her accuracy is very good. And at least she has some resist. Health is not perfect, but okay. That's because she doesn't have her banner yet, and there's a lot of things she doesn't have. So what we did was we changed that out, and then this gave her even more accuracy and crit rate. So basically, it just made up for the my chest that I lost some stats. So she did lose a little bit of attack. I think she was teetering around 27, if I remember, or 28, and she dropped down to 26. I mean, it is what it is. So that's fine. Like I said, I'm only using her for the heal reduction anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I switched those out. I tried again, and you would not be surprised at what happened. She died again. For some reason, it just was not working. So I did this a few times. I switched Jizzo in out. I switched a couple different ones in. And then I got a little saucy with it. I used my old team, and they beat it, surprisingly enough. So my old team won, but it took me about 8 or 9 minutes. So I was like, this sucks. I'm like, I didn't just build Crimson Slayer to suck. Like that's not why I didn't build her to 6 stars so she could suck on me. That sounded bad. I'm sorry. So now we go into 15, and after playing with the teams for a little while, this is what we came up with. So I tried this team, and they were able to get to the boss maybe 1 out of 3 times. So like I fought a couple, like maybe twice. I fought once, and they got to the boss. And I was excited, and they wrecked them. So, but the time wasn't great. So I was like, because it took a while for them to kill the ads. So what I did is I was wondering why. I'm like, they're just dying. So what I did is I took Valerie because I had remember I think a while back I was saying I had no idea what I wanted to do with Valerie because she was just kind of stagnating. So what I did is I put her in the gear that I was going to put on Spirit Host. So all my legendary stuff for bolster that I had gotten from the last two, what are those? The stupid login quest thing. What I forgot what it's called. The Forge Pass. There you go. My really good pieces of gear, I put those on her because I feel like if she has a purpose in Fire Knight, it gives me a reason to keep building her, and extending her. Because as of right now, she's just my healer, and that's what she does. And there was never like a specific thing that I used her for. So even though I use her all the time, she's just there. She was just kind of there to heal. So we put her in the shield set, and I got everything to level 12. I had some of them already to level 12, so I really only had to do the shield here and then this glove. So I gave her a defense glove. I kept these pieces on her. These are the same ones I had before because they're really good. So I left them on her. So this gave us more defense and some nice HP and some accuracy, which we don't need. This gave us a bunch of speed and resistance, also awesome. This gave us even more speed and defense, which is even better. And this gave us crit rate and some resistance and HP. So now she's sitting at a comfortable almost 50,000. She's a little bit less than she was. I think she was at 51. And that's because she has 4 pieces of level 12 gear now. So once I max them, she'll have more stats. So her defense is decent for her. It should be probably higher. I would say eventually 25 to 3,000. Her crit rate is decent. I think I actually had it really low at one point, maybe like I think it was like 23. It was like garbage because I didn't care. And her resist is now 122. These are not, they're not the sickest numbers ever, but she's also not maxed now. So we'll see. But by doing that, she actually gained power. She's now at 29. She was at 24 before, and she's not even maxed yet. So now she'll be another one of my above 30 power champs, which will be pretty good. So that's what we did because I'm like, I need to keep them alive. That's what I need. All right. Otherwise, I have to keep pulling these tank heroes in, and none of them will do any freaking damage. So, with all that explanation being done, and 20 minutes later, I give you what happened. Now watch, they'll probably fucking die. So, this is what we did. We put Apothecary in the lead. Why? Because we want defense on this boss. I need a defense for the ads and stuff. So now their attacks do not bother me. See, because they do a lot of remove debuffs. So all your attack, everything just doesn't work. Nothing will. You won't have any attack up because they'll remove it immediately almost. So that's why these waves were taking a little bit longer, and it was the second wave that was destroying me. This is where it got a little wishy-washy because I had to take one round of attacks from them. But as long as Kale gets his attack off like that right in the beginning, I would win. If he used that attack on the first wave, I would lose. So it sucked. And I ended up putting Frozen Banshee in here because I noticed something that even though I didn't have an HP, a block heal on the team before, I noticed that Kale and Coffin Smasher with the poison and his HP burn were actually doing enough damage with their ticks to stop his heal from. It was basically negated his heal. So I was like, that's not a bad idea. I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I bring in, maybe Frozen Banshee. And that was when I started bringing her in because her and Kale would be a much better fit for that because HP burn is good, but she has the poison sensitivity. So as you can see now, if they can get all their poisons off, then great. So I did that, and I think I had Coffin Smasher in here instead of Crimson Slayer. So I was like, all right, cool, let's try that. And it worked. Like the time when the boss fight went down tremendously. So I was like, cool, let's see what happens now that I can keep Frozen Banshee or whatever the DPS hero that I brought in. Now that I can keep them alive, I was like, let me try bringing Crimson Slayer back in to the fold. So I did that, and now this is where we're at. So more than likely, no one dies as long as everything goes well. He keeps whoever is the lowest HP good, and then once one of them gets low, like you see it with her, at that point, Valerie will come in and heal everyone. So basically, look at all those poisons. Boom. So this might even be, well, it depends. It's all luck. It just depends on when the shield drops and if they get enough extra turns. If Frozen Banshee gets like 2 or 3 extra turns, he drops faster. So I'm sure 351 was not my best time. Isn't my best time now that I have a team. Because funny enough, I figured this team out right at the last second. Boom, look at that. Holy crap. 2 minutes and 38 seconds on this team now. So basically between 2.5 minutes and 4 minutes, depending on your luck, as to beating stage 15 on Fire Knight. The funny thing is like they did so well that this could conceivably push me. Because remember, was it Crimson Slayer's not even finished yet. She has like I think 3 masteries right now. She doesn't have a banner. She doesn't have this thing. I have an accuracy banner for her, so she'll like never miss her heal reduction, and she's not maxed on skills yet. I still have a cooldown reduction of I have a 5 turn cooldown on her skill that I need. So there's still a 1 turn cooldown reduction. So it'll get it to 4, and I think that immediately will change the game because will change the fight, not the game, because as of right now, it never matches up. Like her heal reduction will always hit when the shield's up. So it's very rare that it actually gets it when I need it to hit. So I think once I get the extra turn reduction, she'll actually start landing it. So that'll be good. And that would basically be what I need to get through to 17. I think I'm pretty sure this team will at least get me to 17. After that, we can start considering other ways to up the ante and make them better. I have a feeling that eventually it will become a thing where the only way for me to win is to just farm 6-star gear and max it. That will come. I'm hoping that it doesn't come before I get Arbiter. It's really the goal because we only want Arbiter. That's all I want from this. Like once I get Arbiter, I beat the game, in my opinion. And then once I get to the end of Doom Tower, we beat Doom Tower. That's great. And then after that, it's just we can level and do what we want. If I finish a quest, I finish a quest. Really, just Arbiter is. I just really wanted to know if you could get to Arbiter without using any other shards. That's it. Like because everyone says they can't do this stuff. And to be honest, even watching this video and watching what I'm doing right now, some people won't be able to do it just because there's a lot of decisions you make day to day while playing this that some people might not do what I did. They might just not get it. They might not really understand a fight, and they might be like, "Oh, wait, so why is this not working?" All I did was do this fight a couple times, maybe 10 times tops, to figure it out. And I won a few times in between those fights. Like I would do it 10 times, maybe 10 to 15 times I did it, and then like the first time I won, Second time I lost, so I put Jizzle back in. I did it again, and I used my old team, and we won. And it took a long time, so then I did it again, and I won. And then I switched out, Frozen Banshee because I was like, let me see, there's got to be a more effective way because I need a team that can move to 20. And it was like, all right, so cool. The boss is getting killed faster, but I'm not 100% on doing the waves. So it's kind of a process. So you have to decide kind of each little thing. You can only change one thing at a time, and then eventually you'll be like, all right, so this works, but I'm dying here now, or you kind of like play chess a little bit, and that's what I did with this team. And now I have a great team that destroys this thing. I love it. I was very surprised that I have a 2.5 minute time on 15 right now. Like that for me personally is a very good time. I'm sure there's people that can beat it in under a minute. Good for them. I'm just saying, for rares and just where we're at right now, this is amazing. So that was that, and that was the longest explanation of a dungeon you're gonna have, just because honestly, I don't think a lot of people take this kind of time to really explain why they do things they do and how they do them. Now, I haven't done Spider yet, and to be honest, I don't think it would be fair to waste the next 30 minutes of everyone's time showing how to do this. Just because I don't even have a team for it yet. I don't know. I've changed the gear on my main team. Here, what we'll do? We'll do one run with my main team. I was kind of toying with it, but I didn't beat it yet. Because I haven't even used my regular team because I don't even know if they can win. I have no idea. All right, so we've got the main team in. All right, let's just see what happens and see, because this is what you need to do. You need to basically do your original team and then see which ones do and don't work. Coffee is delicious. My dog is staring at me because I have to walk him. He knows he wants to do it, and I know he wants to go because he's just staring at me very cutely. I know that's really important for raid, but it's not important for raid, but it's important for me, and that's what matters. So let's see what happens here. The good news is we get a nice buffer because now we have 2 shield bolster sets that are going right now. Now, the problem here I think that we're going to have is that the spiders don't die fast enough because now they're getting to the point where they just don't die. Like in 14 and down, Kale can wipe these spiders in one hit. So either we build Kale to ungodly power. Yeah, and the other problem is that the affinity, we need a tank. That's what I was starting to work with. As you can see, Kale can't tank this. Like, he can do it a little bit. Like, he can take those 4 poisons, but when you start getting 6, 7, 8 at once, and they don't get cleared in time, he'll die. So he's definitely not a tank, but he is the tankiest DPS I have, in the sense that he can just re-heal himself. There you go. So she can remove stuff. See, he only gets a little bit back, so yeah, he's gonna die. There's no way he's living through this. He'll get healed a couple times and maybe make it, but he'll get off his AoE. There you go, dead. So this is why I was saying, like, I didn't think they would be good enough to do it. So essentially, I need someone who can tank, is what I need. So I need someone who's blue, I think blue affinity for this, who can take the hits first for Kale. I think, what's it go by? Top HP or lowest HP? I think it's lowest HP that they attack. I feel like it is. And it has to be the right affinity, I believe, because they'll always attack the affinity that they're strong against. So I got to get a tank that can take the hits better than Kale can. And I need a defense hero. So see, this would be a good time to maybe even bring in Modashi. He could possibly do something with this. We'll say he does have a defense up, which is good, because as you can see, we were doing pretty good on damage and stuff. So realistically, really we just need a tank, and we can beat this. So that's not terrible. It'll take a long time, and he might heal himself back up a couple times, but otherwise we can win. So there you go. See, he's already this far down with everyone dying. So that wasn't bad at all, and that only took like a minute or so before everyone started dying, right? So yeah, I think a tank is really all we're going to mainly need on this to get him down, and we would probably be able to do enough damage to kill him. that strategy won't work later on. I have a feeling probably between 15 and 17, somewhere in that range, that plan won't work anymore. So we're gonna have to come up with a team that really does a good. Basically we need a good time on this one so that we can push the next ones. So if we're still pushing, let's end this. If we're still pushing stage selection, let's see where we're at. We did on stage 14, we did 4 minutes for the, sorry, 13, sorry, 3 minutes and 21 seconds on 14. All right, that's because we got stronger and I only farm this now. I don't farm these, so that's why my times aren't very good there. Yeah, like I could probably go back into one and one shot it and be done in 1 second. Let's try it. Let's just see. Let's see how strong we've become. You can dominate Spider 1. Can we one-shot this thing? Well, actually, one round because they're all going to hit. Boom, yep. One-shot the spider. And we got a nice 2-star ring. Don't want it. So there you go. Now my best time is 12 seconds. So, yeah, you could just go through and waste all your energy here just to get better times, but I'm just saying it's funny. All right, so yeah, that's basically where we're at. So we want to get this time as low as possible, basically, here. Because if we can get this down to like, 2 minutes, then 16 and 17 may not be as terrible. And this is a good affinity for the heroes that I have, and this is a fine affinity for the heroes I have. After that, 18 is going to be brutal. It's going to be horrible because that's the problem I'm having. That's the problem I'm having right now. It's this same exact problem I had on 14. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I have a feeling it's going to be tough. I might be able to figure out. I'll figure out this weekend, more than likely. I'm not going to let this slide because I want to finish it, so I don't have to deal with it anymore. And then I can go back to literally just farming my heroes again and doing my wasting all my literally every day. All I'm going to do is waste my energy on the Minotaur for the next until I get 900 medals. So that's basically where we're going to be. This is going to be my new home as soon as I get. Essentially, here's the order of things that we're going to do. We are going to do Grave Chill to 6, and we will be ascending her because she doesn't count towards my ones for the quests. So we will be 6-starring her and ascending her, and then we will be building up all of her gear to 16. As you can see, I already did her crit rate gloves here. She has very good gear that I'm very happy with. I think she's going to be a really good add to the clan boss. We'll see how that goes. We're gonna max everything out. Then we're gonna do whatever we can with whatever glyphs we have. We'll max out the glyphs, and I don't mean max them out like try to max each stat. I mean we're gonna use a few of the higher end glyphs to get it higher than just the first star glyphs. So right now she only has the 1-star glyphs. Like I went through and just did, because I have a ton of those, like 42. I have a bunch. So we're gonna max her. Oh geez, we're gonna max her out first, and then we're gonna do her masteries and then we'll be done with her. So she's the next one we will be leveling skills on. Um, Everyone else is done. She's almost there. She has 2, yeah, still 4. No, 3, 2, 4. Yeah, 4 skills left. So there's that. So she'll be done soon, and then we can move into her, and then we'll move into him with skills. So that's the order. Because right now I don't really use him. I may if it depends on how the spider thing goes. If I use him in spider and it ends up being like the best thing that's ever happened ever, and he just helps me a lot with keeping everyone alive and we beat it, then maybe it might be worth building him first. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. He does have all 16 gear except for these 2, like I said, because I don't have anything better right now, so I don't want to max them. And then from there we will just work literally masteries. We'll just go one by one. These guys are all done. Yeah, these guys done. So yeah, we just got to start going down the list of all these guys doing Minotaur because they're the ones I need. And then once all of them are done with masteries, we'll start doing more things with I don't think I'm going to go crazy trying to build one hero at a time for a little bit after that. I think that the best case scenario, unless there's a hero that I really need for a dungeon at least, I want to start trying to get as many level 50s as I can, just because they're really easy to do, and I can bang out. I'll pick probably maybe 10 to 20 heroes, and just start banging them out to 50. And when I say banging them out to 50, I mean this is what I mean by banging them out to 50. Is that I don't care about masteries. All right, I don't care about skills right now. I care about this. So I want them to have either crit damage or crit rate here, depending on if they have a decent crit rate. Like he's got 60, so he's got crit damage. I want them to have whatever their base stat that I use them for here. I want them to have speed boots. I want them to have decent stats here. This is not a good piece for him. And I want them to have everything match. All right. He has a good ring. I actually put some decent gear on this guy because I actually like him now. I didn't think I would, but I do. So this is how I want every single one of my really decent heroes to look. Is all 12, all level 12, all their stats match. So like I have maybe one or two pieces here that I would consider changing. To be honest, I don't even know if I really would consider changing this because he's not like a main hero. Would I take this to 16? No, I would not at all. Um, but I mean, maybe if there was a tank that had attack and HP that they needed, which is stupid, but you know, whatever. Either way, I wouldn't sell it yet, but I definitely wouldn't use it to 16. I am starting to get level 5, I mean 5-star stuff, so I would like to get everybody in 5-star gear, and I have been getting some new stuff. See, so I got a nice crit damage shield here. So we are getting some new gear from doing these dungeons, which is nice. So I did get a couple extra pieces of things. So we have some decent stuff that I can, you know, maybe farm a couple levels. I have some gear here, say that I had on what's her face on Crimson Slayer. So I have other gear here that I can put on a hero. That'll be, you know, this right here is better than this. See, it's got more attack, more crit rate, crit damage, as you can see. Um, he'll lose like what is it, 287 health, and he'll get some crit damage. He'll lose some crit rate there, but you know, whatever, we'll see. But yeah, I want to get them. Basically, I want to fix them a little bit and make it so that at least the gear that they have on them is worthy of level 12. All right. Um, and then start really mix and matching what gear they have. Like I want to try to get rid of any attack gear, if possible, which is another reason I don't want these pieces. I'd like to get the ones that are 15% attack plus a stat, like crit or one of those things. So we'll start switching those pieces out and pulling them out. And I'll leave these in my vault, like the ones that are here that are decent. Like this one's not great, but it's decent. So I would put that in my vault, and you know maybe I'll need it for another hero who's a little bit lower, who's got really crappy gear, and then we just keep trading down basically. All my gear gets traded to the next hero, so we'll see. So now I've got a couple. You know, I have all the gear I had on her. I changed every single one of these pieces, so now I have level 16 gear of HP gear, 4 pieces that I can put on a tank or something. So basically, like I said, we just trade down like Goon. Goon would be a good hero to throw that stuff on. Let's see. Let's look at Goon. I think I put Goon in a shield set actually. Where is he? Here he is, Goon. Yeah, I put him in some other stuff. So yeah, like this could be a good. I could put some HP on him maybe, but we'll see. Maybe one of the other guys that are actual HP heroes. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. We're just moving forward with these guys. All right, these are the winners. I'm gonna put this guy Boltsmith back in the vault. There we go. And yeah, eventually we would like to get at least like this first section of the vault all level 50. I might do a couple of the epics because I do need them for secret rooms in Doom Tower. So that will be very important. And as a side bonus before I go, yesterday I said I wanted to beat um, level 80, and guess what? We did. Boom. So I was able to beat 80. I'm not able to beat the secret rooms because I just don't have enough heroes yet, but I'm okay with that. I can live with it. I'm not like super hung up on secret rooms. But yeah, we did beat the Eternal Dragon. He was a little bit tough. He did hit pretty hard, but we were able to run it through. I was able to beat him on auto. I kind of saved some what is it? Some cooldowns and stuff. No, let's just whatever. Let's just fight him. Let's just auto fight him and see if I win. Because I think it was the ads. Once again, it's the ads that are going to start causing problems now. So we'll see how that goes. I don't remember why. I think I might have just done it because I was doing it. Like I didn't do it to like because I thought I was going to lose. I did it because I didn't know if I was going to lose. So I was like saving cooldowns and stuff. I was being a baby, a big fat baby, and thinking that I needed to do that. So let's see if we do. We'll find out. Now we have a nice shield buffer for the beginning of the fight too, oh, that's why, because I turned it off because of the counter attacks. Because if they use their AoEs, then they're going to get hit 3 times. That's why I did it. I was like, there's always a reason. Because when I'm playing this the first time, this is the first time I've ever done this fight. So, um, like, not the fight in general. I mean, the fight at this level. It's the first time I've done it. So, oh, looks like they got through it. So there you go. Now, yeah, he was doing a ton of damage. I remember that. I know it was very close towards the end. I believe one hero might have died. I don't honestly remember because I literally just put it on auto and watched and was like, cool, cool beans. I have coffee. And it's getting cold, which means I've been on for a while. I honestly don't get what he does. I should probably look at his stats. I should probably see what he does. Like actually does. Like I don't mean like I know he summons things and I know he hits hard and he does weird things, but I don't even know what his summons do. Like I don't know what those do other than damage. Like I would assume that if the ads aren't killed fast enough or something like that, like he'll do some crazy, you know, kill you fast move. I would assume. But I know that the ads do annoying stuff, and I can't kill him in one hit because the defense came first. So now we've got shields, so that's good. See, but they die. It's weird. They'll like take a hit from Kale, and not really take much damage, and then all of a sudden they'll just die in like one hit from the next piece, even though it's like less damage. It's weird. I don't know. Those things are weird. Otherworldly passive. I'm not gonna lie. I thought this was gonna be the end of the road for me. Like I really thought this was the end of Doom Tower for today. I mean, for this cycle. I didn't think I was gonna get much further, but here we are now, beating stage stage 80. There you go. 2 minutes and 32 seconds with the same freaking team that I use all the time. The only change now, like I said, is from when I beat him last time, is that we have more shield at the beginning of the fight, which is a good buffer to keep your HP up a little bit in the beginning, so you don't get killed fast. So it's kind of nice for 3 rounds because it doesn't, and it can't be removed because the bolts are set. So even better. So now we can farm this, which is good, and we can get. This is the HP. I think this is HP regen with crit. I think. Let's see. Let's go look. Let's go see what we can do. Let's go forge it. I want to forge ahead. Here it is. Bloodthirst. Yeah, crit rate plus 12. It's basically the life steal, but with crit rate is basically what it is. But now we can do the 5-star to 3-star. I'm not using any charms on this because it's farmable now, and this is garbage cell. So I don't need an HP bloodthirst piece of garbage gear. All right, so that's where we're at now. Those are the level 15 dungeons and how I beat them. Like I said, Spider will probably just add a tank in, and I'll put that in the next video that I do. Hopefully, I think we'll be doing Monday because I have a wedding this weekend. So we'll try to start, doing this as much as I can weekdays. That way, it's kind of like a TV show. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully that spider will be dead by Monday. I'm assuming he will be because I'm pretty vigilant on things like that, and I really like I'll probably just do all my daily stuff, waste all my energy, and then once whatever energy I have left, I'll just put it all into that and see where it happens. I do need to do arena a lot because I need to get this one copy where we got 2 days to do it. What is a classic arena right here? 2 days and 11 hours, so we got plenty of time. As you can see, I'm already climbing it. I'm not trying to be number one here. We're at 160, and I haven't really been going hard on it. And I haven't had any. I lost all my refills. I didn't have any, so we're just gonna go slow. So even if I get 160 per day, and I can actually get more now if I win another fight, I get about 10 per fight. So realistically, I should have it tomorrow. I just need this one copy so that I can start building her. After that, I don't really need any more unless I happen to get one. I'm not really pushing for any others. This one I don't think I'm going to get because I'm too busy with the dungeons. So it looks like she's going to go, vaulted, and she'll just be another vault hero. And it doesn't really matter if I put her in the faction guardians because she's the only hero that it'll empower, and I don't really need her. So, all right. So that is that. So hopefully soon we will have a dead spider, and then we'll be working on some minotaur and some other little things, and we'll go from there and we'll see what happens. So that will be all for today, and I hope you see this on YouTube. We'll be uploading it. I'll be uploading it pretty much within the next 5 seconds, as soon as I stop. So once again, thank you, and I hope you all have a wonderfully great day. Take care.